Ladies and gentlemen, in a dramatic turn of event, the U.S. Court of Appeal has overruled, at least temporarily, the Court of International Trade's ruling and allowed Donald Trump's trade tariffs to stay for at least a while. Let's analyze and see how effective this new development will be and what does it mean for the trade war. And as a result, what happened to the stock market, shall we? So the Donald Trump's tariff has struck back. So this is a new development. Things will change by the hour, by the day. And please hit subscribe so that you do not miss all this development. I will turn on a live stream as the minute I see new developments happening. Wow, this is the most fruity rojak I ever tasted. They got guava, champidat. As usual, these are my disclaimers. And let's go. TLT has went up by almost a percent point, which is a great thing. The market react quite positively to the US International Trade Court, but unfortunately, things have just changed. So the Trump's tariff, unfortunately, are likely to stay at least for a while after the appeal courts grant a thing called stay. Stay simply means that the rule allows whatever is happening right now to stay, which is actually the tariffs. So a federal appeal court temporarily reinstated the most sweeping of Donald Trump's tariffs on Thursday, a day after the trade court had ruled that Trump had exceeded his authority in imposing the duties and ordered an immediate block on them. The U.S. Court of Appeal for Federal Circuit in Washington said that the pausing of the lower court ruling is to consider the government's appeal and order the plaintiff in a case to respond by June the 5th and the administration by June the 9th. So there is a positive development for Donald Trump, and all his tariffs are there to stay for at least a while. Well, apart from the pact that has been struck with Britain so far, all the agreements with all the other countries now are likely to be elusive, as everybody will react and by watching what's the development on this ruling. And this would dissuade a lot of countries such as Japan, India, and many other countries from rushing into a deal. Okay, so this is something that certainly will slow down all the agreements that Donald Trump wants to reach. But let's see what will happen. So the stay temporarily halts the enforcement of the U.S. international trade decision that invalidated the tariff. So originally the tariff went down, and now it went back again, all within about 24 hours. The appeal courts consolidated multiple related appeals into a single proceeding. So there's a lot of lawsuits that happening. Right now, it consolidated all into one. The stay will remain in effect while the courts consider the government's motion for a longer term pause. So the current stay of those Donald Trump's tariffs is temporary, but if the appeals manage to go through, then the stay could last longer or maybe even indefinitely. So the case involved multiple plaintiffs. That means people who actually sue the Trump administration include states and private companies challenging the legality of the tariffs imposed under emergency powers. So the stay is now granted. The tariffs still applies indefinitely, let me emphasize, indefinitely, until the stay is lifted by court. So the stay is granted until 9th of June. Long-term stay may be granted depending on the appeal outcome. And the appeal can be made at two levels. One is the federal court or the Supreme Court. And basically, this is the ruling. I actually went to read it. I'll just highlight this. The request for immediate administrative stay is granted to the extent that the judgment and the permanent injunction entered by the Court of International Trade in these cases are temporary stayed until further notice while this court consider the motion papers. So the Court of International Trade blocking most of Trump tariffs is just another chapter in this difficult journey towards a clear, concise strategic trade policy, said one of the plaintiffs, vice president of supply chain, blah, blah, blah. So basically that now the world has gone from a temporary peace to now back to a chaos again. Just to be very clear, we were analyzing whether this appeal is likely to go through or not by the Trump administration, and there are mixed signal. We have got lawyers and got analysts that says that most likely the Trump tariffs are likely to stay, and then there are people who actually say that, you know, the ruling is hard for the administration to be overturned on appeal. So it is difficult to tell at this point in time. We got equal signal. I asked a lawyer friend, unfortunately based in Singapore, what's his opinion. He says that, no, this one is very difficult to ascertain. But this is a US law, so it's difficult for us to see as well. But one thing for sure, right? Until there is more clear certainty, most of the countries that are negotiating US right now will try to hold back and wait and see, because they are not going to give in so fast until this thing is clear, right? Because the most powerful weapon that Trump has is this one, is a tariff. And until there's certainty of the effectiveness of the Trump tariff, nobody's going to give up their cards and rush into agreement with US. So clearly, right now, as what analysts are saying, I think we are in a period of higher volatility. We're likely to get more spikes on the way, but volatility is a friend of active investors. Some people like it, some people don't. If the volatility are big, that will be great. But volatility are quite small now. There's a lot of W's, but the W's are too small. 1% up, 2% down, 2% up, 1% down, and that kind of thing. These kind of W's are too small for me to react on them. So the analysts generally see the stay as a legal timeout, but not a policy victory. It unfortunately prevents a temporary collapse of Trump's revenues, tariff revenues, and keep Trump's negotiating stick intact. At the same time, it locks in elevated costs for importers, which is bad because it's inflationary, and prolong a lot of strategic limbo for businesses and trading partners. Most economists and legal scholars still doubt the administration will prevail on the appeal, but the extra months of uncertainty and the tariffs right now, which average of 15%, are now baked into 2025. So 2025 looks like the tariffs are here to stay. So what does it take? So really, it depends on the appeal, and we'll know it very quickly. In a few days' time, we'll know whether the tariffs are here to stay or not. And let's watch this very closely. This is breaking news. I want to make sure you are updated. I think that right now it's a period of uncertainty. But I think even if Trump were to win, we know that it's a taco, right? Trump always chicken out. So I don't think that even there's a policy win, the stock market is going to crash. So I think I'm very optimistic, but cautiously optimistic in the outlook moving forward. We have a lot of drama. So let's just eat popcorn and watch what's happening. Once there's development, I'll keep you informed, most likely through a live stream, like what I did yesterday night. And for those people who missed, I brought everybody out for a walk around my household area and a night walk at JB house. I hope you all enjoyed it. I've deleted a video because I think it's quite intrusive of privacy of some people around the compound. So you know, if you want to enjoy some of these things, please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow or tonight. Bye-bye. Okay. So this is literally a roadside rojak, okay? And the place is called Angler Coffee Shop at Taman Austin, okay? And this uncle here sells rojak. Can you take a look? Like, 哇，这有什么？你在里面呢？有水果啊，黄瓜、黄梨 ，OK， 芒果。哇，一样。你做了多少年了？做了很多年了。做了很多年了。哇 ，OK， so today we shall try all this. Wow, look at this. This. 月光河。It's called 月光河, right? Okay, what they really do raw eggs on top. Very amazing. I promise you, this thing tastes really good. Okay. Wow. And by the way, B, how's the rojak?
Very good.
Huh? Very good.
I think they have champilat.
Champilat.
Very
Champilat?
Yeah.
Champilat is jackfruit, right?
Jackfruit.
It's a special type of jackfruit. Wow.
全部的 right， 全部的 right，
Wow.
全部的 right。
Jackfruit rojak.
No, 全部的 is not jackfruit.
It's a type of jackfruit.
Yeah.
Wow, really good. Amazing. I'll give you an address. So we're gonna mix the watan ho. Okay. Wow. It's really amazing. And by the way, the e-min is here. Okay. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. Wow, really thoroughly mixed in it. Okay. 老板，多一点猪油渣。谢谢你啊。That's the boss, good friend of mine now. Okay. Yep. Our boss over there. Very good friend. Very good chef. Okay, so this is the watan ho after mixing.
Look at the 猪油渣
What Liza? Freaking humongous
Wow.
piece. Against your spoon?
against my
This is the
spoon.
biggest 猪油渣I've ever seen in my
What is the
life.
biggest?
Okay,
Wow, must be
anyway.
very good.
Fastest way to see Jesus. How is it?
That's good. Got the wok smell.
Got a wok smell. Oh, shucks. Okay, I also want. Wow, this is the most fruity rojak I've ever tasted. Tau pok. They got guava, champirak. This is guava, no?
That's guava.
This is a real fruity rojak. Very fresh. Wow. Very, very nice. So right now, I'm trying the watan ho. With a lot of luck. The wok taste fantastic. And hua, smooth, very nice. Yummy. So we have almost finished the hor fun. This is grade A. But the e-min, I'm not a big fan of it. Okay. Order the hor fun. Order the wanton mee. This one don't order.